In this podcast episode, Dr. Robert Lustig, a prominent figure in the field of nutrition and metabolism, delves into the alarming rise of chronic diseases, particularly cancer, obesity, and metabolic disorders, linking them to the pervasive consumption of fructose and ultra-processed foods. He emphasizes that the modern diet, heavily laden with added sugars, particularly fructose, is a significant contributor to these health crises. Dr. Lustig highlights that fructose consumption has skyrocketed by 25-fold over the past 200 years. Our ancestors consumed about 45 pounds of sugar annually, while modern Americans consume nearly 94 pounds, with some estimates reaching up to 120 pounds before the obesity epidemic gained traction. This dramatic increase in sugar intake, particularly from sources like soda and processed foods, has overwhelmed the liver, which is the only organ capable of metabolizing fructose. Unlike glucose, which is distributed to every cell in the body, fructose is processed solely by the liver, leading to the production of fat when consumed in excess. The consequences of excessive fructose consumption are dire. Dr. Lustig explains that while small amounts of fructose, such as those found in whole fruits, can be metabolized without harm, concentrated sources like fruit juices can lead to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and ultimately, chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's. He stresses that the liver's ability to handle fructose diminishes with increased intake, leading to a cascade of metabolic dysfunction. Dr. Lustig introduces the concept of protect the liver and feed the gut, emphasizing the importance of maintaining liver health while also nurturing gut microbiota. He explains that the gut serves as a barrier, preventing harmful substances from entering the bloodstream. When the gut barrier is compromised, often due to poor diet and lack of fiber, it can lead to systemic inflammation and further exacerbate metabolic diseases. Fiber plays a crucial role in gut health, as it feeds beneficial bacteria and helps maintain the integrity of the gut lining. Dr. Lustig points out that many foods marketed as healthy, such as whole grains and yogurt, can be misleading. For instance, processed whole grain products often lack the fiber necessary for proper digestion and can spike blood sugar levels. Similarly, flavored yogurts can contain excessive added sugars, negating their health benefits. A significant focus of the conversation revolves around mitochondrial health. Dr. Lustig explains that mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell, responsible for energy production. However, they are also vulnerable to damage from various dietary and environmental toxins, including fructose, trans fats, and alcohol. He identifies 4 primary substrates that can harm mitochondria: fructose, branched-chain amino acids, trans fats, and alcohol. Each of these can lead to mitochondrial dysfunction, which is a precursor to chronic metabolic diseases. Dr. Lustig emphasizes that while exercise is beneficial and can mitigate some aspects of metabolic dysfunction, it cannot fully counteract the effects of a poor diet. He notes that exercise can improve mitochondrial function and insulin sensitivity, but it cannot fix the damage caused by chronic exposure to ultra-processed foods. The discussion also touches on the relationship between insulin and leptin, 2 hormones that play critical roles in regulating metabolism and appetite. Dr. Lustig explains that insulin, while necessary for glucose metabolism, can become detrimental when levels are chronically elevated. High insulin levels can block leptin signaling, leading to increased hunger and further weight gain. This vicious cycle contributes to obesity and its associated health risks. Dr. Lustig argues that the focus should not solely be on lowering blood glucose levels, but also on managing insulin levels. He points out that while glucose is a known contributor to microvascular diseases, such as retinopathy and nephropathy, insulin is implicated in macrovascular diseases, including heart disease and cancer. This distinction is crucial for understanding the broader implications of diet on health. Dr. Lustig is particularly critical of ultra-processed foods, which he describes as devoid of nutritional value and harmful to health. He explains that these foods are engineered to be addictive, often containing high levels of sugar, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives. The food industry has capitalized on this by creating products that appeal to consumers while simultaneously undermining their health. He emphasizes that the pervasive presence of sugar in the food supply is not merely a personal choice, but a systemic issue driven by profit motives. With 74% of grocery store items containing added sugars, the challenge becomes not just individual dietary choices, but also the need for societal change in how food is produced and marketed. Despite the grim picture painted by the current state of nutrition and health, Dr. Lustig expresses optimism about the potential for cultural shifts. He cites historical changes in public health attitudes, such as the acceptance of seatbelts, smoking bans, and healthier school lunches, as evidence that societal norms can evolve. He believes that as awareness of the dangers of sugar and ultra-processed foods grows, similar changes can occur in the food industry and public policy. Dr. Lustig encourages individuals to take action by voting with their forks, advocating for healthier food options in schools, and pushing for policy changes that prioritize public health over corporate profits. He highlights initiatives aimed at improving school lunches and making real food accessible to children as critical steps toward fostering a healthier future generation. In conclusion, Dr. Lustig's insights underscore the urgent need to address the rising tide of chronic diseases linked to diet. By understanding the detrimental effects of fructose, the importance of gut health, and the role of insulin and leptin, individuals can make informed choices that promote better health. The conversation serves as a call to action for both individuals and society to prioritize real food, protect liver health, and nurture gut microbiota in the fight against chronic disease. As Dr. Lustig aptly puts it, the goal is to optimize health and longevity, ensuring that we can live our lives to the fullest while minimizing the risk of disease.